Yeah, Assalamualaikum student. I will continue with part 2 for the topic scope, uh, project scope management. Okay, so I straight away go to slide presentation. Okay, now I will explain on the project scope component. So there are the definition of the project scope component. Yeah, so I will explain here one by one. Yeah, the component of the project scope management. Okay, so first one is the origin and background. Yeah, so uh, provide information on issues leading to the project and where the it's came from and why. Yeah, so uh, when you want to determine the scope of the project, yeah, so first thing that you need to know is the background of the project. Yeah, so by example, you have the school project. Yeah, so you have to know the background of the project, why the project, what is the issue that leading to the project. Yeah, so by example, for the school project, the existing school is very far from the residential area. Yeah, so then need a school for that particular area. So that is the background of the project, the issues leading to the project. Yeah, so that is one of them lah. Yeah, so you have, first thing, you have to know the background of the project. Okay, and then second one, you need to have a meeting with all the key stakeholder. Yeah, so stakeholder is the all of the individual, yeah, or the groups, who have interest for that particular project. Yeah, so you need to call a meeting, yeah, among all the stakeholder. Yeah, so in the meeting you have to set the agenda for the project discussion lah. Yeah, and then you have to review the background of the project. Okay, and then explore the objective of the project. So what is the purpose of the project? Yeah, and then immediate action plan. Yeah, and the responsible to the uh, progress of the project. Yeah, so normally when before they proceed with the project, they are going to have the coordination meeting lah. We call it value engineering or value management lah. So in the meeting, we value engineering and value management meeting, they will call all the stakeholder to discuss uh, regarding the project. So everybody will mention what is the needs for the project. So they will consider the needs of from all of the stakeholder. Yeah, and only then they will determine the scope of the project lah. Okay. Okay. So and then project governance. Yeah, so committee or high level personnel that exercise management guidance and approval for the project. Yeah, so normally in the project there are committee lah, or the personnel who have the authority, to guide or make a decision for the project. Yeah, by example, if they are government project, normally is the MOF lah, is the project governance. Yeah, so the MOF have the right lah to determine, or decide for the scope of the project. Yeah, and um, Okay, so the project governance is the management framework within the project decision amit lah. Yeah, so that is the definition of the project governance. Yeah. Okay, and then the project authority or declaration. So indicate the authority level for funding and change approval. So you have to determine the authority, the authority level, yeah, to uh, to get approval, yeah, for any changes and the funding, yeah. Okay, and organizational benefit, yeah. So benefit that obtained as a result of commitment of to the project, yeah. Okay, and then project objective, yeah. So the project objective should be specific, yeah, to the overall requirement, yeah. The project objective have to be specific, yeah, and then have to be measurable, yeah. Okay, and then the objective have to agreed by all the stakeholder, and the objective should be realistic and within the time and the cost allocate for the project lah. Okay, so that is on the project objective. Okay, and then statement of the deliverables, yeah. So the key activities, yeah, the component of work that must be undertaken to achieve the objective, yeah. So the component of work, yeah, meaning the works that must that the works that must be undertaken to make sure the objective of the project is achieved, yeah. And then the activities, yeah, normally they were arranged by phases lah, yeah. Okay. Okay, and then constraint, yeah. So list those known fact or circumstances that will be part of the project that you have to deal with, yeah. So the constraint, yeah, by example the cost constraint, the budget constraint, so you have to take into consideration when you define the scope of the project, so you cannot avoid the constraint, yeah. So you have to face it, you have to find a decision, yeah, to overcome the issue lah, yeah, the constraint of your project, yeah. Okay, and then assumption, yeah. So we are assuming that these circumstances will surround our project and that they are true. So sometimes you need to do the assumption for your in your project, yeah. So but you have to test lah the assumption, and the assumption normally should be true lah, yeah. Okay, and you have to validate all the assumption that you do that you have decide for your project, yeah. Yeah. Okay, exclusion. Okay. Identify the list of activity the task will not to be included in your project, yeah. So you have to be clear, yeah. So what is the activities, yeah, that needs and that needs or should not be provided in your project. So you have to recognize lah all the activities, yeah. Because you have to do the project within the scope of the project, so you cannot have do the activities that outside the scope that that you have already agreed lah, yeah. Okay, and related project, yeah. So this project proceed concurrence and or follow our project, yeah, and impact on effect by the project in the same way. Okay, so and then you need to have the expertise yeah, on your project. So indicate the area special activities required for your project. So you have to define the expert yeah, who have the knowledge, yeah, have the experience and competent and skill, yeah, for your project, yeah, so to make sure your project success yeah. Okay, and then you have to identify the major risk, yeah, of the project, yeah. From in the first session, yeah, I already explained on the risk of the project. So you have to identify the main, yeah, risk of your project, yeah, so that you can overcome, yeah, the risk to make sure your project is success Okay. And then expected budget. So you have to the scope, yeah, have to follow the expected budget the allocated budget for your project, yeah. So this one normally they will decide yeah, in the value engineering, yeah. So there will they will make sure and the scope of the project within the budget they allocate for your project, yeah. And then the project approval, yeah. So from whom the approval sought, meaning that you have to determine, yeah, who is the personnel or authority that you need to get approval for your project yeah, so that you can proceed with your project and to make sure your project is success okay. So I will stop first, okay. I will continue in the part 3, yeah, for the WBS. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.